today I learned something special today. It was great. So every once in a while I'll pick up the Bible and I'll kind of fan through and find myself a great little tidbit of information. And yeah, I've never really paid attention to a lot of the stories in the Bible, mostly because I was laughing, and I probably should have been taking it a little bit more seriously than what I was. And you know, it's like you can always teach an old dog new tricks. And somebody may have already done a video on this. I don't recall seeing it. If they have, like, you know, I'm kind of new to the game of doing these videos myself. But be that as it may, I was fanning through, kind of looking at some stuff, and saw something about Abraham and his two sons. And I was like, huh. So let's read about what Abraham had to say. Okay, let's, you know, and what people had to say about Abraham and the sons. And also remembering that the Christian Judeo religion and Islamic religion are based off of Abraham. They're Abrahamic religions. But any Islamist will tell you that they are the sons, daughters, if you will, of Ishmael. So keeping that in mind, I'll kind of pull it in here. Keeping that in mind, I kind of read through a little bit of Galatians 4 verses 22 through 24. And I saw something that just kind of, you know, first it was kind of like, oh, this begot stuff. Somebody begot somebody else's begotten whatever the hell. And I kind of got through a part where something just kind of, you know, that you know, you can't unthrow a brick. And once you see it, you can't unsee it type situation. And I was reading through and it says, oh my goodness, for it is written that Abraham had two sons, one by a bondmaid, the other by a free woman. And I was like, oh, okay, more of this begot stuff. Okay, slave girl, his wife. Got it there. Heard the story a million times. It's the Bible. It's their thing, right? So the bondwoman's child was born after the flesh. Basically, probably just raped her. Lustful love. And the son born of the wife was a present, a gift, if you will. So, was by promise. So, the third verse of this said, which these things are allegory. These things are allegory. And I kind of got stuck on that because I was like, what the hell is allegory? Allegory. Let me grab a dictionary. So, you know, I fan through my, you know, dictionary and I find the word allegory. And allegory means, it's an analogy. It's made up. It's a metaphor. It's something to help move the story along. A lot of authors use allegories to push their stories along. You know, read anything. Stephen King, Dean Koontz, Jeffrey Devers. Those guys are amazing at using allegories in their stories and what they're trying to push so they can get their audience to stay interested in the story. And this is a great trick to pull people in. But when the Bible itself states plainly that it is a story, these things are written, because you write stories written, and you write allegory into a story to help people either understand or promote what the story is saying. So I was like, why would they put that in the Bible? Maybe they didn't understand that people were going to have things like dictionaries and be able to read, you know, thousands or, well, when the Catholic Church got a hold of it, you know, hundreds of years later, that we were going to understand, you know, literacy and literature and writing and how to decipher stuff that's is or isn't science, stuff like that. So allegory just means that it is a written story that is using metaphors and analogies to push the story along. which means that it's not true. Well, I don't know if I should say that I can say that it's not true, but from my perspective, when you're using a portion of a book and taking a story from a book, and you're writing about that story, and you're using allegory of any kind by stating that these two sons and Abraham himself are allegory, it is what it means. It's just these people are metaphors. They are metaphorical characters in a story, a bigger story of what? Well, we won't get into that because it's not for this video, but they are all just allegories. All of these characters in the Bible, the Abrahamic religions are just allegory. All of the characters. And once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. And I think now I'm starting to have an even better understanding of how the Christian mind works, and how preachers, ministers, priests, whatever the hell you want to call them, are now understanding this allegory, and they use allegory every day when they preach to you in a church. Everything they say to you is metaphorical. It's just an analogy, and they use that to keep people coming back to hear more of the story. It's just a giant story time, and they understand how to manipulate the weak-minded to continue to get them to give them your money. So once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once again, people like to say it's just a short video, and I'm sorry, I got other things to do today. But thank you for watching. Those of you who do, thanks for liking and subscribing. Please feel free to use any of this information that I've given if it's helpful to you in any way in any of your arguments or debates. It kind of comes in handy. Kind of blows the whole Bible story apart. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please feel free once again to hit the bell down below so you'll get notifications when I do post more videos. And ladies and gentlemen, have a great Sunday, and go out there and be the best heathens you can be. Have a nice day.